Hello, good morning and welcome to the Class Breakfast News. The news is live on Class 91.3 FM in Accra, Ho FM 92.5 in the Volta region, Dagon FM 102.5 in Tamale, Radio 1 92.1 in the Upper West region, Radio Power 96 in Spain. Around the world, join us on classfmonline.com. Coming up in this bulletin, residents fear eviction as Ayawaso North Assembly pushes ahead with Mamobi Markets project. Also coming up in this bulletin, Parliament approves community service law as alternative to jail for minor offences. The government settles a standing debt owed independent power producers.
That we're in a much better place today. We've paid down most of the debts we owe to the independent power producers.
These plus many other stories, including African news, coming your way shortly.
This is the Class Breakfast News.
I am Elizabeth Aidoo and you're welcome to Class 91.3 FM. Let's settle for the details of the news. The promise of development has become a source of fear for thousands of residents in Mamobi who now face eviction from a community many have lived in for more than 50 years. The planned exercise followed renewed efforts by the Ayawaso North Municipal Assembly to clear the site to make way for the construction of a modern 24-hour market under the government's 24-hour economy initiative. For many of the affected residents, the announcement is more than a government development project. It threatens the homes, businesses, and community they have built over decades. Some families say they have lived in the area for more than 50 years, raising generations of children and earning their livelihood there. Their concern intensified after the municipal chief executive, Haruna Muhammad Awal, disclosed in an interview with a news outlet that the assembly expects construction of the market to begin within 6 weeks when the occupants are relocated, with eviction expected to commence in August. However, residents insist they are not opposed to the development but believe it should not come at the expense of their dignity and livelihood. They argue that the proposed relocation site lacks adequate infrastructure, including school, healthcare facilities, other good roads, and other essential services needed to rebuild their lives. The later development has also drawn criticisms from the concerned citizens of Mamobi Number 2 Market, who argue that discussions on relocation are still ongoing. The group says mediation involving the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice (RAJ) and the Legal Aid Commission established that relocation should be completed before any evacuation taking place. The resident has also since petitioned the relevant authorities, including RAJ, the Legal Aid Commission, and the Ministry of Local Government, urging them to intervene and ensure a more humane approach to the exercise. Meanwhile, the Assembly insists the markets project is critical to the municipality's economic development and remain committed to reclaiming the land for its intended purpose. Meanwhile, in the Ashanti region, another exercise by the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly to clear infrastructure along waterways in Odum turned violent on Wednesday, with 3 assembly officers sustaining injuries during clashes with residents. The officers were allegedly attacked by angry occupants of makeshift structures behind the Cocoboard building near the Asafo overpass, who also vandalized assembly vehicles and equipment during the exercise. According to KMA, the demolition forms part of efforts to remove illegal structures obstructing waterways and create access for the stilting of major drains ahead of the peak raining season to reduce the risk of flooding. Kumasi Mayor Richard Ofori Ajiman Bwedi said the attack would not deter the assembly from carrying out measures aimed at preventing flooding and protecting public safety. He added that the injured officers would receive medical treatment after police documentation of the incident had been completed. Some of the affected residents, however, maintain they had occupied the land illegitimately and had not been given prior notice before the demolition. We are following these 2 developing stories, and we'll bring you more right here on Class 91.3 FM. Let's move away from that and move to Parliament, because service bill as an alternative to jail for minor offences. People convicted of selected minor non-violent offences in Ghana could soon avoid short-term prison sentences after Parliament approved a new community service law. The newly approved community service bill empowers courts to impose supervised community-based work in place of custodial sentence for offenders who qualify under the law, marking a significant shift in Ghana's criminal justice system. The legislation is expected to help ease congestion in correctional facilities, where overcrowding had remained a long-standing challenge, while reducing the financial burden associated with housing inmates. The passage of the bill and law forms part of broader reforms aimed at strengthening Ghana's justice system by promoting restorative approaches to sentencing while maintaining public safety.
There is a motion listed 21, and that motion has been seconded. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Second Deputy Speaker.
All those against say no. Honourable members, the ayes have it. The motion listed 21 in today's order paper is hereby adopted.
An act to establish a National Community Service Secretariat, provide for community service as an alternative to custodial sentencing for persons convicted of specified categories of offences and for related matters.
Honourable members, the Community Service Bill 2026 is duly read the third time and pass.
You heard the second Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Andrew Esiama. Now, still in Parliament, the proposed return of Tribunal Court has sparked a fresh political debate in Parliament, with a minority opposing the move and warning it could be used to target political opponents. The Tribunal Bill 2026, currently at the second reading stage in Parliament, seek to provide for the establishment, jurisdiction, composition, and operation of tribunal, as well as create a tribunal oversight committee. The minority argued that the Ghana's Fourth Republic already had an established jurisdictional structure comprising district, magistrate, circuit, high and appeals court, which should instead be strengthened to effectively discharge their mandate. Contributing to the debate on the Tribunal Bill 2026, the Member of Parliament for Damango, Samuel Jinapo, said reviving the tribunal system could bring back unpleasant memories and create opportunities for political victimization.
Mr. Speaker, with the greatest of respect, why do we like to create new institutions every now and again? We have High Court. Why have regional tribunal? If you want to have more court, you want to have more judges, you want to have more judicial staff, just follow up with what President Akufo-Addo did when he built almost 100 courts complex in our country. Build more court complex, recruit more judges, recruit more judicial staff. And if you want a jury system, let's have a jury system. Mr. Speaker, I don't want to believe this is job for the boys. I don't want to believe that. I don't want to believe this is job for the boys. It shouldn't be. And Mr. Speaker, the point, I don't want to believe that we want to recruit some lawyers from certain courtesans and make them chairpersons of regional tribunal and get 2 people to become members of regional tribunals and get jobs. Mr. Speaker, with respect, some kangaroo system where opponents of the administration will be run through a certain judicial system and jailed. We don't want that. Let's have the existing court system. Let's have the district magistrate court, the circuit court, the high court, the court of appeal, the Supreme Court. That is the judicial system in all civilized, developed countries in the world. We do not want regional tribunals. They bring about bad memories, scary memories, and bad dreams.
That's the Member of Parliament for Damango, Samuel Jinapo, also speaking on the floor and defending the regional tribunal. The Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Dr. Dominic Ayeni, also said the reintroduction of the Tribunal Court is a move that is intended to provide original Ghanaian with greater access to justice.
Basis for the establishment of the tribunals to supplement the work of the current judiciary. Mr. Speaker, as I hinted earlier, the idea of bringing back the tribunals is first of all to allow for the participation of ordinary citizens in the administration of justice. Currently, but for the existence of the jury system, ordinary citizens do not participate in the administration of justice.
Thus, the Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Dr. Dominic Ayini. A new bridge over the Afram River is expected to open up the economic potential of the Afram Plains, with President John Dramani Mahama pointing to agricultural and tourism as key areas for investment. Speaking during a visit by some members of the Kohu Business Advocacy, the President urged Ghanaian investors to take advantage of the opportunities expected from the construction of the bridge. President Mahama also said the project would serve as a game changer for development of the Afram Plain by improving access and creating opportunities in sectors including cashew cultivation and processing, rice production, palm oil, rubber, and other agribusiness ventures.
Development program about not only developing the agricultural potential of the Afram Plains. The Afram Plains is one huge expanse of land that for many years has been cut off from the rest of the country because of the difficulty in entering the Afram Plains, and then the river systems that almost completely surround it. And so, like you said, this new bridge over the river Afram at Echiamanfrom is going to be the game changer for the Afram Plains. It will allow us to develop huge agricultural plantations there. And I'll be happy that the Kohu Business Advocacy Group take advantage of it quickly.
The president has also assured that government is taking steps to resolve outstanding debt in the energy sector while working to guarantee a stable power supply.
An unreliable electricity sector, huge debts to the IPPs. Electricity Company of Ghana was unable to collect its revenues. Commercial and technical losses accounted for almost 42% of revenue. And aside from that, the huge debts owed to the gas producing companies upstream had the potential of completely collapsing our energy system. I'm pleased to report that we're in a much better place today. We've paid down most of the debts we owe to the independent power producers.
Thus, the President John Dramani Mahama. The National Democratic Congress has defended government's decision to release 350 million Ghana cedis from the contingency fund for flood relief, dismissing claims that the move breached the constitution. The NDC Director of Elections and IT, Madi Jibril, has been speaking.
She was not even assertive in what she's doing, whether she's sure of where the resources is coming, whether it is disbursed, whether somebody out there doing it. Because she only finding questions, she's just finding questions some solutions from what she don't know. The contingent fund is used for natural disaster when they isn't it? Yeah. So what is the unconstitutional about it? When the same people were demanding that, the same minority were demanding that Ghanaians are dying, we should do everything to take care of them. The same people who were praising Bahobia for taking food relief to them, and then demanding Ghana should act on the emergency to resolve these issues, to save these people, to help these people. The president has taken action to use our contingent fund to save these people, which by law, under Article 177, that their contingent fund for national disaster when they it is unconstitutional.
That's the NDC Director of Elections and IT, Madi Jibril. Government has announced plans to strengthen Ghana's pension system with a focus on improving adequacy, sustainability, and value for millions of contributors and pensioners. Speaking at the launch of the SNETS Member Value Program in Accra, Deputy Minister for Finance, Thomas Nyakwampem